Greetings and salutations, Pokemon fans. Back with more fantastic Smogon Premier League content. We're still in week 7 here. Well, we're in week 8 in the live tournament, but I'm looking at week 7 games and wanna know why? Because it's not Sunday yet, so 0 players have played their game, obviously. And so we're stuck here watching game 7, week 7, and this is a game between Harshest, who decided to load with a different nickname, which means he will get infracted on the forums, which, I mean, fair enough. And okay, I know why. Like, there is a reason for this. He's kind of forced to do this because things happened and they involve the nickname he's using. But yeah, let's say this is not what was planned, as far as I can tell. And I was saying Archest against SoulWind. Harshest is loaded Smurf, except it replaces Scizor with Jirachi, which very well, very fine. Scizor could be pretty strong this game, but Jirachi is also fine. There's a merit to this type of build, because, for example, you can use Volk as a basic life orb attacker. It sweet chaos everything at worst rather, and then you can even wish it back up, and then queer dance maybe, or just keep attacking, and eventually you will punch through this. That said, there are problems, right? For example, well, your opponent kind of has a very annoying team for starters, and two, aside from Volk, your second best breaker is Breloom, which is okay-ish in this matchup, but there's Latios Zam, so unless you play immaculately and also get a little bit lucky, I would say, Breloom is going to struggle to get much accomplished. But hey, this is SPL, these are good players, so they may surprise us. I sure hope so. This team is a sample, by the way. Pretty funny, right? I like running this on ladder. Only on ladder, though. I'm not holding Clef in a tournament. This one is spiritual evil. Okay, so leads. The obvious lead here will be Podon for SoulWind. You must lead Podon, basically. And if you're against Garchomp turn 1, you just Earthquake it, because you need to break the Sash. If you're Archest, you can go for the Breloom lead, which counters Hippodon lead. Basically, that's the whole idea. So you prevent Hippodon from getting Rocks up to 1, which is decent. And if you get the turn right, you can also do a lot of damage to whatever is coming in. Now, it depends on the Breloom's item. If it's banned, this is a very hard game, because the second you click Low Sweep on the Jelly Scent or Bullet Seed and Camera comes in, you're kind of losing the game. But with a Jirachi, it may very well be something like Swords Dance. But do you click Swords Dance or one in the Hippo against Breloom? I think you Bullet Seed. So there is a word where you click SD turn 1 if you expect Skarmory to switch in, which is the standard-ish play. And then you low sweep it, +2 low sweep, because your opponent has no switch in, right? To +2 low sweep, that's just never happening. So your opponent has to lose the Skarmory, because the +2 low sweep will do like, what, 80%, and then Brave Bird Recoil will obviously kill the Skarmory, or get close enough to where Dragonite starts becoming really annoying. And so I expect a Breloom versus Hippolyte, and probably Sword Dance from Harshest. If it's banned, I click Low Sweep turn 1. But if it's not, I think use Sword Dance. Okay, let's see if I'm right. Okay, so far so good. So far great, fantastic. I'm maybe a tactical genius of this video game. And he will click SD. And SoulWind. Okay, this might look funky, because obviously if this was Low Sweep, this would be a problem, because Latios will take like what, 40%, and then becomes lower than Brelon because it specs on this team. It specs. It's such Zam specs Latios. The other way around is very weak, I believe. Say Orbzam and Scarflatios, I think that's just weak. Or not weak, but it loses a lot of. On average, it loses too much defensive power, I think. Because then your Latios stops being threatening, and that makes you defensively weaker, funnily enough. Okay, but so we read this one perfectly, right? There's just what do you like? If you're the harshest here, you're like, okay, guess I got outplayed, and you have to switch out to your Jirachi. Or try to dodge Draco, but I wouldn't. Okay, trying to dodge Draco seemed like now looks like the genius play, but it was actually I was joking, man. All right, instant trick. Earthquake. Okay, the trick. I don't know if you wanted to catch Hippodon or Skarmory. Either is fine, or even Jelly, in fact. The Which one would you prefer if you were harshest to trick here? Hippodon is a pretty good one though, because you can U-turn to say Breloom here, and yeah, that's a good start. If you trick the Jelly, you can probably spin slightly more easily with Starmie, but probably doesn't really matter. If you get the Skarmory, that's probably the best one, right? But Hippodon is also fine because now your opponent will struggle to get rocks up, and those are obviously very annoying. And so when in fact instantly earthquakes. Earthquake is good because Geoch is the only thing stopping Zan from going demon mode, right? So yeah. I guess you U-turn, and if your opponent stays in, is locked into earthquake, you go Breloom. And we'll take what, 20%? 30. But now we're back to like turn one. What do you click here? Do you hard slow sweep or do you SD? Hard slow sweep. That didn't do that much damage. 36%. Any SDers? Oh! Oh man, got outplayed again. Okay, I think you have to SD there anyway. Low sweep is like the no alpha play. Right, if you're life orb, you just click Fire Blast. Hmm. Uh, oh, that did 55. Oh, it's Whirlwind Deep. Is it not a Rock Slide? Wow. Okay, interesting. So, a couple of things that we now know. One, this Volk is probably, say, Berry, and it's well, obviously it's on life for one. Two, it may be timid. That did very little at +1. 55%? Okay. As for this turn, I this is a hard turn, I think, for both. So obviously Harshest could just click rocks and get rocks up. Pretty nice. Opponent is locked into Whirlwind, but there's also a world in which you can click Swords Dance as the scammer is witches. Nah, you just rocks. Just click rocks, man. Who cares? And then USD now on the Skarmory, because Skarmory has to roost here. This is a fun 1v1, because yeah, you can make all plays from both players are sort of reasonable, and they only become bad in inside, right? So for example, these spikes might look a bit funky, and yes, but it's fine because you're max defense Skarmory, so this chomp is not going to threaten you anyway, and it's mono outrage. Okay, another SD, I guess he's expecting a roost. Oh, he was expecting a roost, but the roost did not happen. And see what I mean? So if he if he outraged, then of course it would have looked amazing, right? But If you outrage and scam rules, you look like a goober, and we don't want to look like goobers. One, two. I mean, it's easy to speak after you've seen the turn. Yeah, I would have clicked plus two outrage and one. Yeah, good job. I mean, yes, thank you. B2, because now I know the SoulWind will win. But if you roasted, the second SD was more than fine. Right, comes out. Obviously, Clef is decent at all in Starmie, but maybe you want to go Jellicent because this might be spin. Usually they attack turn one or they switch. That's also possible. Yeah, that's the thing that happens. Okay. Chomp, Clef, Ars World Dance. Oh, it's Beam Clef. Did it kill? I think it does. Barely, maybe. Hold on, we need to do this of the utmost importance. Okay, so first off, I'm in black and white. Second off, I'm a collectible. 206, it looks like enough, yeah. But let's check just to make sure. No, actually it didn't. And with Scammer at 81, a plus 2 chomp could just outrage. And that would be quite annoying for SoulWind. Well, I mean, is it? Because then you go Zam and HPIs and two Revenge Kill locked Chomp. I mean, it would be definitely be better than just dying like this to Clef, but at least you have a play, right? Because you have a plus 2 Chomp on the field, and your opponent only auto switching his scam or he rocks her up, you can maybe SD again. It's all speculation. Right, you have plus 2 Chomp at 5% on the field against Clef. Do you outrage or do you SD again? And both are plausible plays, and so it's annoying, unfortunately, but also there's no definitive answer as to how much better it would have been if Chomp was dead. Alive. Now we have Dragon and Clef. I believe you just DD up. So a lot of Dragon Knights run leftovers nowadays, and of course Clef learns Thunder Wave, and most run Thunder Wave, especially with Ice Beam. But you don't know the item as a SoulWind, so let's see what he clicks. Anchor? Ice Beam Anchor? Soft Boiled End? Is he Monobeam? No, Monobeam. Like, is he Knock? Seismic Toss? Anchor is Beam Seismic Toss. Okay. And now comes Skerman and Rachi, which your best place to spam Ironhead will your Jirachi, which is a very sad thing to witness, but it's also your best play. So just click Ironhead until you recover enough to not instantly die to Zam, basically. I think that's where you are. That's where we're at this point. Ashes can win maybe somewhat. Now that you know the Clef set, actually, this is very winnable all of a sudden. Ippon is kind of dead. Huh, but where do you set it up? You can set up on Clef, obviously, it's Anchor. Zam, preferably not. Latios, sometimes, maybe. Bravebird. Is Bravebird better than Whirlwind? If Whirlwind pulls out Starmie, probably. Yeah, you're better off just clicking Bravebird. Okay, after the first Bravebird, he goes Starmie. Okay, this is a hard one. I think you T-Bolt. You have to. If Clef comes out, whatever. You T-Bolt this Clef again, by the way. Okay. Here comes the Jellicent who took a billion damage. Wow, that's a pretty strong one. You just toss the Jellicent and then go Zam and click Signal Beam. Yeah, you click Signal Beam, slash Shadow Ball, whatever you have. Drama comes out, Hard Psy Shock, pretty nice play by SoulWind. Probably doesn't really matter what you click there, but hey. And now Dragonite is low, but you want to save the Sash, because it's your only way to not lose to Volk. It's Psy Short so it's still okay against Volk. Alright, and Harshest reads it and then gets read back, which... Oh, very annoying. I think you have to really wish your star me here. I guess not. It's not super necessary, but what else do you do? Can Volk even win from here? Maybe? Probably not. You cannot set it up, and if you can set it up, you eventually lose. Hmm. This is a pretty bad spot. I must say I would rather be in SoulWind's in SoulWind's side right now. So we're still recovering our Jirachi. I think that's just the game plan, which is not good, but it's the best we have, and so you must do it. Why is it you were winning at this point? That's what I'm missing. Okay, if you will win and Vol comes out, then you have to lose a mon and go Zam and Psyshock, but you don't do enough damage anymore, so I guess we're back to Brave Birding the Rachi whenever the simulator allows us to move. If you spam Braver, you win. If you will win, there is a universe where you lose, maybe potentially. So, oh yeah, this is better. Esports. Am I right, guys? Your turn. Okay, Dragonite dies. Yep. And here you go, Volk, and Quiver Dance. And if your opponent clicks Brave Bird, you cry yourself to sleep. But if your opponent cannot Brave Bird here for two reasons. One, well, the reason really is that if Scabry dies, so we loses to Ironhead Rachi. Funnily enough, Hippodon is low, Clef takes a billion, the other two don't really kill Rachi, and uh, yeah, like this is a Jirachi win angle. And even if you Brave Bird it, if Flame Body activates, you're actually in an even worse spot because then Arches just sacrifices Starmie immediately after. Volk dies to Brave Bird. Flame Body activates, Volcarona dies, you go Sarmi, Starmie dies, and then it's 64% Jirachi against Bird Scamory. And you can even click U-turn to preserve a Ironhead PP. Yeah, you probably do that. Braver does what, 6%? Nah, you just Ironhead this down, who cares? Clef, you'll think about it later. But yeah, because of that, you have to switch out here. And does it happen? It does happen. And Volk Quiver dances, and you just have to Bug Buds. No, you have to Flamethrower. If you Bug Buds, you get like even Chorus Clef. And if Flamethrower comes out, you sacrifice something, then go Latios. Bug Buds would make Skarmory come out, and then you will do 20% and die to Brave Bird again, and it's not great. If it even is Bug Buds, no, it has to be on this team. Right, so Flamethrower crit, and it will maybe not even kill. Okay, Surf, no Pasho Berry, pretty much confirms Loam, though I think that was always in the cards. Okay, Gorachi, you Ironhead, and this game is done, because Camry wins from here. Hmm. A couple of 50-50s. Am I allowed to call these 50-50s? Because they kind of are. Basically seal the deal. The second SD with Champ on Skermory as the Skermory click Whirlwind. Third one are the Latios on the Prelon. Both of these plays are very not obvious. Like they worked out both, but they could also as easily not work out and make someone look like a kid at the playground against a professional. But I mean, it's always the same story. You're There's not much you can do sometimes. You just have to go for it and get it right. And Sowen definitely got it right. And so he won, which, I mean, that's how we want the game to play out, right? We want the player who makes the right plays win. And in this case, it was SoulWind, and so we won. And so this is competitive Pokemon at its finest, in a sense. In the other sense, it's also a very bad game because, as I said, there's a lot of decisions that could go either way, and if they went the other way, then you will look like it will look like you made a terrible play. But it's really you have two alternatives, and these alternatives are basically one opposite to the other, and so that's just how it is sometimes. Um, yeah, that's really it. Weird clef set, but it owned, so good job here. Anything else? Not really. I'm going to assume it was Healing Wish last, which doesn't matter because you died to Zam after Spike Spew, like 2 rounds of Suns anyway. So yeah, not much to say. I think both players played the game well, and the decisions made gave Arches the shorter end of the stick. That's just the game we play sometimes, and so but still, to show up with Smurf and do it decently, that counts for something. You won in my heart. You won, Arches. Just know this. You brought my beloved Smurf. Okay, you replaced Scizor, which would have been quite nice here, probably, especially after, well, not after nothing, because you would not have Trick. Actually, maybe it's slightly worse. Whatever. But yeah, these things, of course, don't use this. I mean, do use it on ladder, just not against me. I'm very sensible. I'm a sensitive young man. Don't bully me. Right. Good job both, and see you next time.